Chapter 3, Chatting with Uncle Luci. We live out in the suburbs of Pandaemonium, Hell's capital. We used to live uptown, but Dad said it was too busy and not the place to raise a family. As if. Sometimes I think the old man's getting soft. Lucifer's chamber is a hike. You take the main road out of Pandaemonium to the central spiral, which branches to each circle of hell. Every circle has its own spiral climbing to walled cliffs riddled with narrow caves. The caves open onto ledges that overlook a massive canyon. Those ledges form a ring around a huge central pedestal. The canyon is so deep you can't see the pit fires below, just the glow, a constant hellish pulse. The jagged walls arch overhead into a dome, trapping the heat and the sound. And in the middle of that pedestal is the sword of Samael, Lucifer's holy blade from before the fall, still bearing his true name. Even buried 2 feet in the rock, it stands over 8 feet tall. It radiates a blessed energy that none of us can look at without searing pain. The blade pierces a great iron ring that holds the unbreakable chain shackled to my uncle's ankle. That's how he rolls, bound to his podium prison, the sword always in sight, always out of reach. I took the route through the second circle. I get a kick out of watching the lustful tossed around by those hurricane-force winds, like shaking a dustbag salad. Plus, it's the shortest path. The spiral up to Lucifer's ledge is steep but manageable. The ledge itself is narrow, and you approach it carefully, not because you'll fall, but to avoid accidentally catching sight of the sword. Personally, I like my vision. What's that I smell? Lucifer's voice rolled across the canyon. Ah, yes, unmistakable, spoiled brat. Ha, hello to you too, uncle. What dares bring you here now? I have a good reason. Something I think you should know. After what? After you apologize for stalling operations on the third circle? Okay, I'm sorry for trying to freeze hell, but you caved. I knew you would. It didn't stall anything. I just kept it frozen. Gluttons hate it. Really? Sometimes you're such an ass, but this is serious. There's something going on. And what is it then? Some of these dustbags don't think they're really being punished because they don't believe in God or you. They've just been misfiled. They should be in limbo with the rest of the unbaptized and non-believers. No, these were baptized, and they still deny good and evil. One swears it's just physics, push-pull. Another thinks he's in a fever dream, and it's not just a couple, it's many. Denying his existence is still blasphemy, so yes, they belong here. Just in a different circle. Uncle, you're not getting it. They're not suffering. They're indifferent. A few even accept it. We went back and forth for a while, but it was pointless. He kept calling it a clerical error. Even after I told him what some of them had done to get here, he just waved it off. No, there's something more going on. Not just misfiled bags of dust. I left him to whatever he's going to do, if anything. When I got back into Pandaemonium, I decided I'd go to Dante's Inferno after all. Still early enough, so everyone should be there. The place had a lineup curling out the door. Great. It's Latimer's night, which means every male demon in the city will be out trolling for female company. It's a pheromone-soaked wedding ritual, and trust me, there's nothing more nauseating than that much male demon musk hanging in the air. I cut to the front of the line and stared down the door troll. He stepped aside without a word. Being the daughter of a first-wave fallen archangel has its perks. Inside was exactly what I expected. Tables of demon girls sipping drinks, laughing at all the males who think they've got a chance. Most of these women would eat them alive on any other night, but La Damon's is a night of peace, which really means you can't kill your date before they buy you a drink. I hadn't been inside Dante's in a while, and they'd redecorated. The old murals, each one a scene from the 9 circles of hell, were gone. Now hell was painted as an island adrift in an endless void. Far above it, floating in the distance, was a cloud-like mass. Heaven, unmistakably. Between them arched two bolts of lightning, their paths on a direct collision course. The one fired from hell was a deep, fiery red. The one from heaven glowed with cold, radiant holiness. At their tips, they scarred each other, hell's lightning charring and smoking under the holy energy, heaven's bolt reddening and warping under hell's heat. The details in the mural were sharp enough to pick out individuals, and how demons raved and cheered the bolt on. Mixed among them, dust bags stood motionless, unmoved by the chaos. In heaven, angels and the clean dust bags did the same, some shouting in triumph, others simply indifferent. The image lodged in my brain like a burr. "There you are, been looking for you all night," Celia said, appearing at my side with 2 drinks and tea. "Yeah, just got here." "What's this?" I took the glass she offered. "It's the new thing, holy water. You'll love to hate it." I gave her a look. "Holy water? Not the real stuff? That'd burn us from the inside out." "No, this is contraband. There's some demon left it for the bartender who did that." I raised the brow. "And how exactly does booze make it from earth to hell?" She grinned. "Limbo. If the person you're possessing dies in those things, unbaptized, pagan, whatever. Whatever's in your hand is with them. So you just pick the right mark, and you can smuggle the good stuff back." That made me pause. I'd always believed nothing physical could follow me here, but possession changes the rules. It also made me think, what about purgatory? Dust bags bound for heaven, but slated for fiery red spurts. What if you possess one right as Michael greenlit them for ascension? Risky, but maybe possible. "You look way too deep in thought," Celia said. "Loosen up. Have some fun." "I will. Just when did they change the murals?" "A couple months ago." "I like them. Heaven and hell locked in eternal battle. All epic and dramatic." "Yeah, cool. I guess." "But did you notice the dust bags in both heaven and hell? They don't even seem to care what's happening. Why should they? One's being punished, one's in bliss. The war's not their problem." "Maybe. But remember that weird one at the cookouts today? What about him? What if there are some of those atheists in heaven?" Celia laughed. "Good question. Who cares? We're dancing." We danced to a couple of songs, but my heart wasn't in it. Maybe the hike to Lucifer's chamber had drained me, or maybe I was just running out of steam. Still, I had to admit, those holy waters were dangerously good. The thought of demons possessing souls bound for purgatory wouldn't leave my head, so I asked Celia, "You know the name of the demon who possessed that bartender?" "Pazuzu, I think." "Yeah, Pazuzu. I thought his thing was possessing teenage girls." "It was until one of them happened to be a teenage alcoholic. He got hooked on the good stuff and now only possesses people he can smuggle booze back with." We danced a few more numbers before I decided to call it a night.